right, here we go, man. How's
up?
it going?
It's going pretty good. How are you, man?
Pretty good. It's been a while since you've been here last time.
It has been almost 2 years.
2 years?
Has it? I think.
I don't know. I forgot the date.
I think it's been about a year and a half.
Yeah, let's see. June 23rd, 2023. So about a year.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. It's about a year.
Yeah, dude, a lot's happened in a year.
In an entire year, the entire world has changed.
Oh man, it's so crazy. I'm just thinking about politics. I've been listening to a lot of it, and it's insane.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
Have you been trying to keep up with it at all, like the election and all that?
I'm familiar with it, but I actually do my best not to follow any politics, just because it feels so. It feels so bullshit. It's all just what's going to get you upset, and then you get a reaction, and then everybody reacts to it. That's just my opinion on it.
Well, that's how they make money with it.
Correct. So. That's how the news gets a lot of views. Mm-hmm. If you get a lot of negative, well, I mean, that probably is how a lot of social media works. But if you react negatively to news, whether it's on Facebook, any type of social media, even TV, they get the most views that way.
Yeah, I wish it was that easy for this kind of shit. But
I agree. Yeah, being authentic isn't very popular anymore. You can't be genuine and authentic.
I mean, it's popular enough. I mean, that's the one thing people tell me about this show is that they're like, man, I like how it's just a regular conversation. It's not like all like manicured and set up as a, like a question answer back and forth. It's just like loose. Get to know people. But
I do like it because it's just comfortable just to hang out and just chat and just. We just do it.
Doing it.
Yeah. It's I like coming over to come hang out and chat. I mean, obviously we're on a podcast, but even before we start recording, we just catch up and just feels like we're just hanging out. So
yeah, it's a good time. Mm-hmm. Wish we could like have a cigar. That'd be cool.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Smoking here, but
I'll be down to do a little bit of a puff on a cigar.
That'd be fun.
Yes, indeed.
Does
Joe Rogan ever use cigars?
Yeah. He's got the whole ventilation system, and it's all silent, so it like sucks the air out, and
that's pretty cool. Actually,
yeah, that's one of my dreams. I want to be able to smoke cigars on the podcast,
and it just like has all the air just ventilates out, right?
Mm. Yeah, and it's like the fans are on the outside of the room somewhere, so you don't hear them on the recording.
Oh, that sounds like. So I know that there's a bunch of pro setups for like. Sound isolated rooms where obviously they have to be air conditioned and air has to flow through, but they have silent like little trap doors, so it'll be like air goes, it's just multiple trap doors
walls, so that the sound doesn't like bounce through the chamber.
That's cool.
It's set up to where the sound is kind of like dead, but the air can still move.
Clever.
Yeah.
Fucking engineering, man.
Yeah, that's how most studios have their AC set up. They just have like, if it's like a bigger system, it'll just have a lot of turns before the vent so that you don't hear the fan on the other end of it.
I'm laughing because I feel bad for the artists that come through to my studio and I track because I just turn off the air conditioning. They just have to like deal with it. No fans, no air conditioning. We're just going to rock it, dude.
Yeah.
I'll turn it on like between stuff. We're taking a break, I'll turn on the AC. Let's cool it down, but just turn it off.
I used to turn the AC off for these, but I just let that shit go. Usually I could take it out in post.
Shure's, they work pretty awesome. I live right, so my studio is right in front of 24th Street, and the traffic is right there. You'd think that I would capture the traffic pretty often during tracking for either my songs or for any clients that come through. And surprisingly, I don't capture anything. It's pretty awesome. Shure's rock. 7B is the way to go.
Yeah, it'd be cool. It'd be cool if I could have more of them, because when I have another guest on, I have to use I have another mic that's just from like the Focusrite Scarlett. Kit,
okay.
That
it's like
that
stock,
mic.
that stock.
Yeah,
Focusrite.
It's like a really basic one, but it always comes in so fucking hot. Like the levels are either 0 or maxed. Like there is no in between. So it's like whenever I'm recording somebody, if I have to get the louder person, you should
call it the Sith mat or the Sith mic.
Yeah, it pretty much is. It
Because
has like the red
only
band around it.
Siths operate in absolute, so it's either hot
Yeah, it is.
or nothing.
It's red. That's perfect.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that shit's annoying, but it's okay. It's okay if the person's like quieter. If they have like a normal like tone, then it comes in fine. I could just dial in the level on the board. But dude, if it's too loud, people, one of them, like you can tell which one the other mic is. If you listen to one of the shows, more than one guest, you could tell which mic is which easily.
I haven't really noticed. It's been a minute since I saw a 2-person one. Every now and then I'll peep, like, for whatever reason, Facebook doesn't show like every post, for me at least, when you share up a new show. It'll just happen at random times, like, oh, what? He had one posted like several weeks back, and I'll just I'll check it out.
Yeah, I imagine
super random like that.
It doesn't show it to everybody because I don't pay any money to Facebook, so it's not.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, so I don't want to give Facebook money for this.
I don't.
It's not worth it. I don't get any money out of the podcast, so
yeah,
I'm not gonna dump money to Facebook to advertise it.
That's fair.
There'd be no outcome.
I have paid Facebook to do ads before, and it wasn't worth it. I think I've ran maybe 2 or 3 ads. It was like $600 a pop. That was a lot of money, obviously, and I think I got like 200,000 views, 250,000 views, but they didn't really do anything.
Yeah, for what?
For what point?
Is that number even real? Did Facebook just tell you got 250,000 views so that you would pay them more money next time?
It's probably pretty non-organic, I would assume. But there are like stats on it that like show like who's visited twice and.
But Facebook decides who they show it to.
Correct.
So it's not like that.
It could be a bunch of AI.
Those 250,000 people didn't seek you out.
No, they didn't.
They just saw the post while they were scrolling.
I don't even think I even gained like a fan or a follow or. I got like, we got like 1,000, which is really weird how that number works out. We had 250,000 views, but 1,500 clicks directly to my website, my store. And I didn't sell anything. So, but primarily we're using that for data capture so that we could capture that data and then utilize it for future advertisements. So just as I release more music videos, we can target people who are like interested kind of even at peeping it.
Yeah.
With all things considered, I'll even look at things on the interwebs, social media, and I don't even react or share, comment or follow. I'm just like, oh, okay, that was a entertaining video that captivated me for 30 or 45 seconds. Cool. Sure. Move on with my life, So, yeah, music's fucking weird right now. I don't like how it's social media driven, TikTok driven, Instagram driven.
What do you mean in order for like for people to know your name for like recognition?
I guess yes, that
you have to be on the internet posting videos every day.
Like there's a lot of really hardworking musicians that are really talented, and I think they should have great opportunities to do shows and tours. Obviously, they can do it on their own, DIY, and that's my plan. But it would be cool if some of those artists, in my opinion, could get the recognition because they work hard, they sound phenomenal, and they're great artists, and no one knows who the hell they are. But that's all hopeful wishing because that's just the whole point of music. There's probably been millions of other bands that were just as great as Jimi Hendrix, an example, but Jimi Hendrix put himself out there and did shows all over the world.
Yeah,
so
it's kind of one of the things it takes, but it's just the fact that there's the amount of people that can be seen now. It makes it look like it's oversaturated because of the internet.
Well, it is oversaturated for sure.
Yeah, you can see so many of these bands, and they're all look the same from the surface. They all have their own story and they're all unique. But then, like, how do you get above that wave of new music? I don't think Jimi Hendrix had as many competitors.
You're actually correct too. I think statistically, within the last 10 years. The amount of songs that have been released and then like actually properly distroed into like some sort of website or wherever you can listen to music has increased by like 100% almost every year. So that's crazy. Like just to even
Yeah.
think 10 years ago, there was like a million songs a year that were being released. Now it's like 10 million, you know. I don't know if those numbers are, you know, just take it with a grain of salt, but it was pretty cool when I saw the numbers, uh, like the statistics that I saw. I forget where I learned that information from, but yeah, it's pretty interesting. So
Yeah.
music is immensely oversaturated. You have all these artists that are really awesome or suck or whatever, you know, it doesn't matter. But all releasing music at the same time. So if you're a music artist and you're putting music out there, it's like, okay, well, 1 in 10 million.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to do something different. You gotta do something crazy. Or just, I don't know, man. Pay Facebook.
Damn it, Facebook. Fuck Facebook.
Pay YouTube. Pay Google.
Yeah, it's okay. I'd rather just enjoy what I make and then just whatever, just keep running with it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
If it's good, it's good.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
hopefully organically it just grows.
Mhm.
You know, that's kind
There's
of
always going to be natural organic growth, you know. It's like we're human. You meet a bunch of people, and if you're doing shows, I haven't done a show yet, which I'm very excited to because I'm actually getting to that point. But yeah, you're going to meet people organically there. You know, other bands are going to bring their fans there, and you guys share fans, and you guys share, you know, that experience with other people that you've never met. So
Right. Have you? So you said you haven't done a show.
I haven't done a show with Demonship yet.
With Demonship, really?
Hmm.
Damn, a whole year. You said you were gearing up for that last time we were on.
I was. I
What
still
happened?
am. I just didn't have enough songs released, and I wanted to release. I wanted to have enough songs released and finished. So I'm one of those people that like, yeah, I could have just winged it and just like, however I wrote the songs at the time, and I didn't have them produced or well, I had them produced, but I didn't have the vocals tracked, mixed, and mastered yet. And so my goal was, you know, I'm not really rushing anyways. So I'm not really rushing to just be the next local band that I like, because I'm in local bands right now and I've done it for a long time. I wanted to do something different with Demonship. It was to try to be a national actor, but I just wanted to just consider myself a national act before, and like put the mindset in, like, you know, kind of grow into the shoes, so to speak. And what I'm getting at is I've chosen to get up to 6 songs and then build it as like an actual set on we're utilizing Ableton Live. So it's like an actual full set. Like you're here to see the show instead of me just performing a couple songs.
Right.
So I have 4 released right now. I did Pull the Lever was my first song, Dungeons, and then I did Digital Phantom, and then the last song I just released was I forget all my song names. Forgot what my last song was. Hold on.
That's right, dude. Putting you on the spot.
Nah. I just drew a blank. Oh, Lightburst. So yeah, Lightburst is my 4th. I just got back from LA a few weeks ago. Austin and I finished song 5 and 6. The next song I'm releasing is called The Voice and the Noise. And so I'm right now working on storyboarding with Manny, my videographer, so that we can get that music video released. Well, produced first, filmed, and then released.
Yeah.
So that'll be song 5. And then directly after, we're literally going right into it for song 6. I don't want to release that song name just yet, but yeah. So once I have those 6 songs done, it should be hopefully within the next couple months here. I will be building it with Austin, that live Ableton set, and I'm just going to work on it with my band and just rock it.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a long explanation. But that's why I haven't done shows. Yeah, I just wanted to like make sure I had 6 songs. They're familiarized. I'm out there. Like hey, these are my official 6 songs.
No,
that's how
good.
yeah.
At least it'll be consistent. You know.
Yes.
Just start it from the beginning, consistent. But
Yes.
have you had the same guys since last time? Have you been working with the same dudes, or is
Yeah.
it,
Well, I had David Ludlow and Shay Moore produce the 8 songs for me. We sat down, rewrote them a million times instrumentally. Those were the 8 songs. That's how they sound. And I've been working with Austin Parker Jones since the very first song. So he's been done vocals, mixing, and mastering. So the first 4 songs, mixed, mastered, vocals tracked with Austin Parker Jones out of LA. These next 2 songs, same difference. He's still mixing and he's tracked my vocals, but we're actually going to use another resource for mastering. We're going to use the gentleman who did Amberlin and Memphis Mayfire to do mastering for these next 2 songs, which I'm really excited about because he does phenomenal work in just cleaning up mixes. So yeah, technically, yes, all the same team. We're just adding another professional producer to put his touch on the last 4 songs, so to speak.
Nice.
Yeah. As far as the band goes, I don't know if I had my band built out at the time, but I have Jacob Coleman. He is my drummer for my band, one of my best friends as well. Max Fails, which is also in Terra Blood.
Right. Max has been on.
Yeah, Max. That's my boy. Also my best friend. He is my guitarist in my band. So there's us 3. I've also had Chucky fill in for bass for a few music videos. I'll probably ask him to see if he wants to play bass for live stuff. He may or may not. And then I also have another buddy of mine, Garrett, that had just joined the team. He's helped me write new songs. So after the songs that David and Shay helped me produce, we're already starting to write new music for Demonship together. Cool. So I wanted to bring him in.
Keep it rolling, man.
Yeah. It's a lot of work, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
Sometimes I wish I just would have did a less like quality production and just like released a bunch of songs and just said fuck it, because I get so antsy. I just want to just like perform and I just want to release a bunch of music and just whatever. I don't give a fuck, but I like that I'm being consistent with my production, my quality.
I mean, if you build the foundation like really well, then you won't have as much to worry about while you're performing.
I agree.
If it's all set up.
That was literally my goal with Demonship, to build a really nice, professional, strong foundation. Because I'm going to be doing this for 10, 15 years from here on out. Like that's not just, hey, I'll be doing this for this long. I literally won't stop.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the work you're putting in now seems like, stuff you only have to do once.
Agreed.
So,
building the brand, starting
the
brand,
way.
website, all the professional resources that you could, that I guess any professional business would have, distribution.
Yeah,
and
I'm kind of slacking in those categories.
It's honestly that's okay, because it's so hard. It's so challenging to manage them all, and it's so challenging to be consistent at like every week. Hey, you should post this on whatever social media platform or whatever resource you have.
Yeah.
But as long as you're still doing it, in my opinion, like who gives a fuck? Just do yourself, be happy. Everything else will just happen, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. I try not to worry about fulfilling any expectations with this show,
Yeah, just don't disappoint yourself. Like, that's the best person to not disappoint.
I already do. So
Fuck.
I've got to fight that. If I can fight that, I'm good.
Fair point. That's I guess that's also a challenge.
Yeah, I set the bar too high for myself. I need to work on that as well.
There's nothing wrong with that either, because it's a little bit discipline for yourself,
Perfectionism. It sucks, dude. I'm always like, damn it, I'll never be able to get it that far. I'll never be able to, be that perfect.
Well, you won't be able to.
I'll try to get it there. Like what you're talking about. You bite off more than you can chew. You set up this huge production. You have these, like, I'm going to make it look like this and do all this shit. And then, like, when it comes down to the work, I'm like, man, I don't know.
Sometimes all it takes is just trying, and then it'll just come out. It'll just.
My goal is to keep it as easy as possible so that it doesn't look like a mountain of work later.
That's fair.
But if I just bite off like little pieces here and there, like get all the equipment little by little, and then I'll start working on like, the website and all the software stuff behind it, and
it's digestible for you, and you can also see your progress as you as you grow and you change.
Yeah, it's gonna be slow.
That's all right.
Unless somebody hits me up and says, "Hey, man, I'll manage your podcast," I'll be like,
That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, it's never gonna happen though.
I've considered. I thought I wanted a management team to help me run my business, but after some time, I realized that you kind of lose a sense of control with that. Not that I need to control it, But I mean, it is a sense of comfort when you're like, okay, well, maybe I can make this feel more organic to me as opposed to just a business with no heartbeat, you know?
I think starting out, it's not as necessary. I feel like maybe when you're like pulling in a bunch of resources from different areas, you might need help to manage different moving parts. But starting out, like you're the one who wants to set the foundation. You don't want somebody else trying to, steer the ship.
You're right. You're right.
But that's kind of what I was like when I was working with Arcanaut as their manager. I was just like, you guys don't really need me. I was kind of like trying to get them to the place where I could do work for them. I was like, what do we need to, get some money in the door, get some like merch on the table, like, and everything was just a battle. But it was just like, you guys don't need a manager. You need to figure out what the fuck you want first. It was always
even when you get to that point and you have
always the
merch
question.
and you have a sellable product, it's so hard to sell it. Like, how do you put this in front of the right people at the right time and when they're in the right mood? Because I learned that recently. Like, you can make great quality music. We'll just talk about that type of business for a second, because that's what I do. I'm in music. But you can make great quality music. You can have a cool ass video. You can have easy to reach resources, social media, website, whatever. You can have cool ass merch, and it could be the right people. It could be the right time, but it doesn't mean people are in the right mood.
Yeah.
There'll be times that you hear some badass music and, it won't really mean anything, just move about your day. Your mindset somewhere else. And then you'll come across it again. You're like, yo, this is sick. Little that, you may have not remembered, but you heard this before. So something interesting to consider.
Yeah. It's hard to get your music everywhere all the time, So it's like I feel like the best way to get that mood out of people is just at the live shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to get to the live shows.
You got to be in the mood to want to go to a show and purchase a
you
ticket
can-
and show up. Yeah.
I feel like the only way to convert somebody into metal is to
True.
get them to a live show.
I actually brought my dad to a metal show last night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's 75. Never been to a metal show in his entire life.
Who
He's a
was it?
Vietnam vet. They were called Dread.
Dread?
Was playing last night. Yeah, my buddy Max, my drummer, was also drumming for them. So I went to go visit them, and we showed up. Another side story, but we showed up like 50 minutes before the show ended. It was like 10:15. They started a little bit late. We walked in the door at the Nile, and they said that they're not letting anybody in, that the box office was closed. I was like, what? Dude, you don't want my $30? Like, couldn't this band at this fucking venue use this money? It was really weird. It was really strange. So we sat outside for 50 minutes and just heard them outside and just waited for our friends to come out and my friends to come out.
That's annoying.
Yeah, it sucked. I was like, I'm sorry, Dad. That was really weird.
Why did they close it? I've never heard of that.
I don't know. I don't know who the security guard was. She was a heavy-set woman. I think I've seen her there before. She has shorter hair.
Interesting. I don't know. It probably wasn't even her call.
Somebody
probably told her to stop people from coming in.
I doubt it. My buddy Aaron was running the show.
Huh.
Yeah, I didn't know he was running the show until he walked outside. And he was like, dude, yeah, we would just let you come downstairs. So like, what? So it was a really strange interaction. I don't know.
Called him.
I should have. But like I said, I had no idea that Aaron was putting on the show.
Oh, okay.
Until he came out and he was like, yeah, dude, I put on this show. I was like, dude, this happened,
Yeah, perfect.
But whatever, it was all good. He got to hear it from outside. It was like a slight taste, I guess, and it was really hot. And
Well, get him in the next one, I guess.
I am.
Maybe
I'm gonna make sure he comes to
an
my
upstairs
first show. Wait, say it again.
An upstairs show.
That
not
as
one
well.
downstairs.
You're right. Better air conditioning, more space.
Downstairs is for the young folks.
Fair
you
point.
know.
Fair point. He was down though. He was so down. I was excited. I was actually surprised. He was down to go, but didn't happen. Yeah.
Well, hopefully he
guy's
gets
cool.
to see you when you go up.
Yeah.
Do you know about when that's going to be? Do you have a plan for that, or?
I still have my same plan, which is I'm gonna do 3 shows back to back to back for my first show ever. Doing 3. LA, Vegas, Phoenix.
Okay.
That's consistent.
And
That's
you're
what.
just gonna set that up
Yes.
when you're ready to.
Yes. I still have contacts in Vegas. I have a couple bands that I'm interested in getting on that book. LA. I have an idea for a venue to. My buddies also have a downstairs. They're called Belaganas. Austin also produces and performs with them. But they have this house and they put shows on downstairs, and it's a killer, really, really intimate venue. And I have a pretty decent following in LA too. So yeah, that was my plan. That's another option. And then for Phoenix, I would really like to do a Rebel Lounge. I know Kim's pretty cool, and I have a couple buddies that work at Rebel Lounge, so hopefully I can get that set up. And obviously it'll take some work, but I'll make it happen, and I will sell the fuck out of that show. That's for sure. I'm very excited. I'll work my ass off for it.
Hell yeah. Let me know when that is. I'll definitely go.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll do. Goal is if I can get it planned, maybe end of the year. If it doesn't work out that way, that's fine. I'll aim for the beginning of 2025. Just right in the beginning. I'll make something happen.
Sure. Hopefully not in the summer.
No. I'm gonna do it in the cool season. I don't want to kill myself, unfortunately, because dude, this heat's nuts, and I'll pass out. I'll put all my heart into it in performing, and just so I don't want to die on stage for the first time, or just projectile vomit. Just
get over hyperventilating. Just
yeah. I think I'm a pretty good, decent performer in terms of like just holding my breath. I drummed all these years, so I was good with holding that, but it's so different singing. I think drumming and singing are the two hardest jobs on the fucking
like
stage.
Opposites, dude.
Yeah.
they're
saying
just
fucking nothing.
Opposites.
Saying nothing, but still moving my body, and my body's just constantly moving to, I guess, you're standing, and yeah, it's literally complete opposite.
At least you're not doing both at the same time.
I would if I had to.
Can you?
I guess I can drum, and do vocals. I just prefer not to.
It seems so hard.
It is pretty hard. It took me a couple years to like kind of figure out how to like do a beat, and I don't know.
Yeah, without thinking about it.
Yeah.
Like just muscle memory.
Yeah. I could do it with my song, not with like any. I don't know how to play anyone else's songs really, but I could do it with my own music. I've tried it a bunch of times. Just set up my mic and just practice.
Yeah.
There was a band called Hell the Sun that had a drummer that would also sing and drum at the same time. Love that dude. Was my previous inspiration.
Yeah, I've seen a couple band. There's one band that's like a local band here. They do that.
Oh, really?
I forget what the name is. It starts on S or something. I don't know. The guy was like drumming and like singing at the same time. It was almost like a power metal kind of sound.
It's kind of cool.
Like, yeah, I was like, dude, this guy's crazy. He's so good. Like playing like pretty fast tempo music, like while he's singing, like pretty intense vocals.
Hell yeah.
Like, geez, dude.
Hell yeah, that's
like how do you
badass.
Do that?
A lot of practice, I imagine.
Yeah. Nerd.
Fucking nerd. I'm a nerd.
Oh man.
Shit.
I wish I would have prpracticed more. I have a keyboard in the corner over there, but I gotta actually set it up and practice.
Never too late.
Yeah.
I always tell people that.
It isn't, but I just
having
feel
the time,
overwhelmed with everything that's happening. It's hard to pick up something new.
I understand. Yeah. I mean, just trying to make bills and work and trying to like keep your home life somewhat stable is.
It's work right now, man. Work sucks. It's like really busy. We have to spend a lot of hours in the field. It's like fucking installing these conference rooms. I shouldn't say field. People don't know what that means if you're not in the industry. We're not actually outside, but we're installing conference rooms and stuff like with the cameras and like two screens next to each other, and it's all like automated, and we have to wire it all and set the speakers up and the mics, but it's getting ridiculous. It's just
Is there a lot of contracts coming in for you?
Yes, and
that's good.
It's just the way they organize how we get scheduled doesn't make any sense.
Are they like providing 40 hours or more?
Yeah, they're providing 40
Oh,
hours.
okay,
Well, way
okay.
more, actually. They're putting too much work on us.
I
But
see.
they're scheduling the hours based on like, they'll say like, oh, here's all the equipment for the job, and then they'll go, this takes 2 hours, this one takes 2 hours, this takes 1 hour, this takes 1 hour, this takes 1 hour, this takes 1 hour. Add it all up, and like, here's your task: install those things. We're gonna send them out on that day. And you're like, but that's not how we install these things. It's out of order. Like, you're asking us to do this whole job out of order.
Interesting.
Like, how about you just send everything on day one? I'll take it from there.
Yeah, they probably should provide a
It's
a better leeway for SLA, because I feel like a lot of businesses will do that. They'll cut their own business too short, and they're like trying to rush it. Like, oh yeah, well, we're going to deliver it by this. Like an example, I'm not necessarily in the same field, but I am still an engineer for data center. So for cross connects and examples, sure, yeah, I can finish that in a couple hours. But my SLA is 2 to 3 business days for every cross connect request. That way, if I get a large amount that is submitted to me, I'm never overwhelmed. I can always catch up. I always meet my SLA.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's not set up like that.
It's a shame.
It's not set up. It's not labor based.
Oh,
The labor comes after the math of how long each thing takes. So yeah,
not a good idea.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense already, right off the bat. I don't even have to get into details. It already sounds ridiculous.
It does.
But
I understand it though.
I'm just the installer. I
Fair
don't
point.
I don't really tell the two co-owners what to do.
Fair point.
They know I have a podcast. I should probably stop talking, but
you enjoy your work. It's a great place to work.
yeah, go media.
It's all good. I work for the Ukrainians, and I love those guys. Those guys are fucking awesome.
The Ukrainians?
Yeah,
Just
well, not all of them, but I work for a Ukrainian-based engineering company called Namecheap.
Name
Namecheap.
Name sheep?
Namecheap. Like literally name cheap.
Cheap.
Yeah,
Okay.
Namecheap. That's what the business is called.
What does it do?
Namecheap is a digital technology company that provides web hosting, domain, resell, DRaaS, backup recovery, all sorts of anything technology related, shared server, shared hosting, private, dedicated. Yeah, it's a giant, pretty huge enterprise. We rank number 2 nationally in the entire world for the type of service that we offer.
Nice.
And there's only 4 American men that run the entire data center, and I am one of the lead engineers. And it's a lot of work.
Yeah, I bet.
But it's very cool. I feel very accomplished, and I'm very proud of being able to build that infrastructure in that space so that we can protect everyone's information. Just because it's a Ukrainian-run business doesn't mean we don't have people all over the world. So it's everybody of all nations utilizes our services, and we do a phenomenal job hosting.
Awesome, dude.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Data is where I fall short. A lot of that stuff kind of goes over my head. But a lot of the AV equipment is getting into that kind of...
It is. It's not far off. I mean, you're either using coax or Cat 6, Cat 5.
Coax is going away.
Oh, coax is going away.
It's actually all moving to like
Fiber?
video over IP.
Oh, video. Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
it's all going to... it's all going to video over IP, and like it's all switching to networking.
Yeah, it makes sense. Why wouldn't it?
Signal flow.
Yeah, because you can push substantial amounts of data, and you can run power through it too. You can, everything can be powered, and network can be ran through some of the same cables, basically.
I just did this 2-week job in Flagstaff for the emergency command center.
Cool.
So it was like the guys that get all the 911 calls.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of them. It's a team of maybe like 10 people.
Wow.
But
fucking heroes, though.
They have those guys, like, you hear the radios going off, like it's pretty crazy. They get all the police calls, all the fire calls, everything.
Mm-hmm.
But we just recently set up a whole system in their building where every desk gets like 2 decoders and encoder.
Okay.
And they can take that video signal that goes into the system. It sends it back to the like processor in the rack, and then you can put that on any monitor that has
awesome.
a decoder in the building. And we installed like 20 of them on all these different monitors, so they could send an image from a desk, like the left monitor of the desktop 4 upstairs to a monitor that's like downstairs across the building, like in some conference room.
Beautiful.
They can just like, swap monitors and set it up anywhere, and it's all, it's
Voice
all
over
just
IP?
on a pretty much, yeah, it's all over IP, so it's all just data, but it's just a touch panel, and you can like pick the monitor and then you pick the source, and it just swaps.
That's beautiful.
Like instantly.
Do they utilize fiber optic throughout the building? Is it all fiber based?
No, it
Single
was an old
fiber.
building,
Okay,
so it was all cat.
gotcha. Copper
But,
everywhere.
yeah. Fiber is getting more popular, but it's more for like bigger stuff. Like,
If you have the money for it.
like bigger buildings. It's more about length. It's more about the length of the run. If
Yeah,
you
that's
can
true.
do it with copper, you're going to do it with copper. Just because
I guess that makes sense. If you have a building that you can do under 300 foot runs everywhere, you're going to use
Exactly.
copper. Cat 6 is going to be.
sometimes in an apartment complex, you find a run where it's like from one corner to the other corner. It's like some display on a patio. You're like, okay, that has to be fiber, But
There are some people who will push that 330 feet though, and they're just like,
you can like
it's
if
not going to be. You're going to have packet loss, but
yeah, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good for streaming an Apple TV.
You know what's a
Like,
trip?
It's not going to work.
In the data center. So we have, obviously, there's Cat 6 and there's basic fiber, single mode fiber, multi-mode fiber. Single mode's good for a mile. Multi-mode's good for 550, I think, plus feet. Multi-mode runs 10 gig. Single mode fiber runs 1 gig, but 1 gig at 1 mile. That's crazy speed,
Oh, yeah. You run 2 of them.
Yeah, there you go. You have a pair. You have twin gig, primary redundant. So in the data center, in the last few years, we've changed from a lot of different types of cable types. So we have DAC. DAC is 10 and 25 gig, and it's just an optic at each end. It's just copper.
Yeah, we
But
have
there's-
those.
Okay, so you have DAC.
We just connect switches with them. That's all we do with them.
Yeah. Okay, so you just stack them that way. Or cool. So it's very common. Yeah, we'll utilize that for stacking. We also, in the technology world, there's QSFP, which would be the 40 gig, 100, 150, 200 gig version, which it's a DAC optic. It's just it's like twice the width of a standard 10 gig DAC.
Yeah.
And
How much is that dongle? That always blows me away when you look at the price of these pieces.
they're the cable, because it's all
Like
one
$400
cable.
for one cable.
They're very
Like,
expensive.
yeah,
Yes, I think that's like, for like a 1 meter cable, it's probably like $50-$60, and we get them up to, I don't know, 10, 20 meters, and they get up there in price. So there's those. Then you have another technology that's called AOC, because all the DAC and the QSFP is copper.
Yeah.
You have AOC cables now, and they're orange. They could probably be different colors, but they're QSFPs, just like the previous technology I was talking about. But it's fiber with the QSFP. That's all attached, so there's no terminating or anything. It's just all in one cable.
Yeah.
The technology for that was developed and it came out. It was pretty quick. It was like, oh, okay, well, we're going to start running with this. Well, now, as of the last 5 years, you have MTP or MPO cables, and that's 6 pairs of fiber. You run the cable, it's terminated, and you just get an optic that matches it on the other end. Dude, those things are nuts, dude. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 6. You can do 10, 40, 50 on each. It's like having this crazy amounts of data just passing back from one side of the building to another. And those things, I think, are good for about 500 to 1,000 feet.
Damn, dude, that's crazy.
That's nuts, dude.
That's
where
insane.
Data transfer is getting to. We just have so much data. There's so much that's constantly moving. We have servers that have 4 10 gig DACs a pop, and then we'll have double 40 gigs. So it's like almost 150 gigs of data coming and going per server.
Yeah.
That's wild. That's wild. That's why these websites are becoming faster and faster, and more shit is just kind of running on them. It's crazy.
Yeah. I wonder if there's going to be a limit.
No, it'll always get faster.
I mean,
It'll always be faster. There'll always be like servers were just 1U. They're a big.
but like, where are we going to hit the bottleneck? Are we going to run out of copper?
No, we'll transfer to
We're going to
light.
run out of electricity? Is that the
It'll
bottleneck?
be wireless.
No, like power.
Oh,
wireless
power.
Is that the bottleneck? The amount of
Power.
energy you need?
Power is a pretty big bottleneck because
So that's it then. Like you need a nuclear plant if you're going to get data transfer that's like exabytes per second.
I see.
You know what I mean? Like where's the bottleneck at? Is it the power?
It probably would be the power because right now data centers are the most
Or is it heat?
power consumption. Well, heat too.
Because like
Like in my data center building, our entire building is a giant HVAC unit. So we have.
yeah, dude,
I'm not even joking.
I've been in big ass server rooms. I know what you're talking about.
Some of them run a little bit different, but this building is fucking cool. Actually, we have 4 giant, I guess are AC compressors, but they're in the chiller plant, and this charges the air. It does the HVAC process from low to high pressure, high to low pressure. Charges this water. Water goes into the building, the chilled water, through these giant pipes. So we have a pump room that sucks the water from the compressors to the building. It charges the building like veins with chilled air. Those chilled water goes into just these air handlers that push air onto the bottom of the floor.
Yeah.
So it's chilled air to the bottom of the floor. On the top of the ceiling, we just have perforated tiles, so the heat comes out. The top of the once the water leaves those air handlers, the chilled water, so they're much warmer. It goes through the top, and we have extractors that extract the heat into the water, and then it goes back out the building, and we have giant fans, huge fans that blow all this hot air into the air, and then the water goes back into the compressor. So it's like a giant AC unit that you'd have in a fucking car.
So all this hot air definitely doesn't affect any of like the local like weather or anything. Never.
No way. There's no possible way. No. The worst part about a data center's energy use is the literal power from the city.
Yeah.
We have contracts that we're just as important as a hospital. So we'll have all these contracts with fueling companies because we have generators too, and battery backup. That in an instant we'll have all the fuel that we need to constantly run the generators all day long, 24/7 until power is returned, because that's the most important data in the entire world.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, I had to do a job at SRP.
Oh, cool.
So I was in their server room, and like they have like the suction cup where you pull up the floor, the lifted floor, pull the square up, and it's just like you feel the air just blow your shirt up immediately. Just like, oh shit, it's so cold, and you have to like just duck your head in there to go like look for the wire runs, and it's just like it's like so cold, dude. It's freezing. It's like you stepped into a fridge.
Every day, that's what I get to walk onto.
We were installing speakers. It was like in the main control room where there's 2 giant video walls on each side of the room.
Sick. Okay.
And each desk had this square speaker that had like a 10-foot pole from the ceiling. Came down, it was a square, it looked like a ceiling tile. And the speaker was directional. So like when you stand under it, like if you sit in the chair, like right under it, all the speakers point to a focal point, and you can only hear it. Like the phases match up at a certain length or whatever. But like when you put your head in the right spot, you can hear it like perfectly clear. It's like you're wearing headphones.
That's
a
trip.
You can't hear anyone around you. Like you put headphones on. It's the weirdest thing. And
Interesting.
When you stand away from it, it's like muffled. Like you're listening to somebody's cell phone pointed the other way. Like it just sounds like quiet as hell. So it's like isolated sound. It's really weird. And but the thing is like they had complaints about somebody with a hearing aid, like being inside the area.
Okay. Yeah.
And it makes a hum, like a whistle. It's like, that's kind of weird. So I put my Bluetooth headphones on. I just have like some JBL earbuds. I put the noise canceling on, and I stood underneath it, and it was like a whistle. It was just like what the
sound
fuck
is
is
a
that?
trip.
Like I couldn't hear anything. It was just a loud ass whistle coming out of my speakers because of I don't know, whatever processing they use, whatever like phase cancellation they're using. I don't know.
Interesting.
But it would fuck with their hearing aids. So I have a feeling they're gonna take all that shit out. Like,
No,
yeah, it's a cool technology, but it just doesn't pair well with hearing aids.
that's fair. I probably should have a hearing aid.
It's like a government funded building, so it kind of has to.
I'm sure there's old folks that are in there too that you obviously utilize hearing aids.
It's a really big oversight. And I feel like it's probably not even in the production, like the producers, like manufacturers, like warnings, like that it doesn't work with hearing aids. Probably not even in there. They could probably get a lawsuit out of this, probably.
Interesting. Whoa.
They might like this might turn into a big deal, but I don't know.
Interesting.
I just install it.
If I could be honest, it's the reason why I don't wear hearing aids, because like I know there's a lot of things that like obstruct it and will
Oh yeah, for sure.
fuck with it. I just would rather not, because I'm almost completely deaf in one ear.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, you were telling me about that last time.
I think everything's the same though. I can still hear, but
Yeah. Well, I mean, shit, you can make music.
mm-hmm.
I mean, you have to be able to hear like that well.
yeah.
So
It's
you're
even
not
harder.
doing too bad.
It's even harder singing and like recording, because even tracking for other artists, because like, you know, I'm headphones on, or I'll wear in-ear monitors depending on whatever job I'm doing, or if I'm working for my own self. Yeah, it makes it really strange. There's like this weird phasing with like sound.
Yeah,
you know?
sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
especially with wireless ones. Sometimes they don't pair up well.
Yeah.
Like the phase is off.
Singing, I think singing and tracking when you're partially deaf too is just so odd, because I can match. My producer will coach me. He's like, okay, we're trying to hit this note, and I'll like copy the note perfectly after he says it, but it's hard for my brain to wrap my head around kind of constructing that myself, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at least you have like the imagination to find the right note.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't hit it physically, at least you know what it's supposed to sound like.
Somewhat,
You know what I
kind of. I don't, to be honest, I don't know what my vocal range is completely, because it seems foreign to me, because I don't know if I can hit a note right just yet, I guess.
Just send it.
And he's
dude.
taught me like, hey dude, your vocal range is way larger than you think. I'm like, really? Hey dude, try this.
It's practice.
Yeah, that too.
You gotta stretch it, you know?
And if you're like
get there.
screaming a bunch, I'm not doing a whole bunch of singing too. So it's like I'm not exploring.
Yeah.
No.
I can't scream.
You can't scream.
I can only sing. I can't scream.
Everybody can scream.
I'm the opposite, dude.
Can you yell?
Yeah, but like not for long.
That doesn't
My
matter.
throat gets like I just start coughing, man.
Sometimes the
so
most
hard.
diverse metal, in my opinion, and like most diverse artists yell quickly when you're singing or do something. Another tone of yell, because it makes it diverse. When you go to a lot of metal
Well, it's
shows,
like new metal.
what? Say it again.
It's like new metal or metalcore.
Okay, well, what is or
No, that's what you're describing.
yes,
It's like
basically.
new metal and metalcore.
But you're like, but death
you're,
metal
you're
stuff.
describing music that I don't really listen to.
Okay, fair point. Fair point.
I'm listening to like Black Dahlia Murder and like
That is
fucking-
different.
You know,
That's like nonstop fries, nonstop lows,
yeah,
nonstop.
dude. I love that
growls.
shit, but I can't.
That's
do it. I
hard.
just can't. I don't know. I know people who
Good point.
can, and they do it into a microphone. I watch them, and I'm like, "You're a wizard, dude." I don't know how. Like my throat is destroyed. Like I can't do that. I don't know how. Like they have like their vocal cords can do it or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm just doing it wrong. I don't know.
Practice, I guess.
Yeah, try to practice.
Well, it
in,
starts
like
with
the
yelling.
car.
I did say that correctly then. It does start with just yell,
Yeah,
and then you shape your voice from there on.
yeah.
You can yell, and then you can add fry, yell, you can add low, yell, you can add distortion, you know.
Yeah, it's true. I've always wanted to just if I was just in a doom band, I could just do cleans.
Sick. Yeah.
Just fucking distort the shit out of it, you know, like
Yeah.
overdrive it.
Some of my favorite
Just put
vocals
a huge
are
reverb, and then I'm good.
touche.
Make the guitar way louder.
Some of my favorite vocals are just people that sing and they just have distortion in their voice. Linkin Park, Chester.
Yeah,
You know, he was really just singing. It wasn't screaming, but it was just so distorted. Naturally.
Yeah, he had like a little, like a tiny little rasp. Like, yeah, I have that in my voice when I sing really loud. There's like one little like I don't know what causes it, but there's like one little rasp like in the back of my throat. I can like feel it when I'm singing, but no matter
cool.
what I do, I can't get rid of it. It's just
That's all
that's
right.
just the unique part of my voice. Like I notice it. I'm like, how do I get that little scratch out? I'm like, well, I can't. It's just part of the fingerprint of my voice. It's like,
That's what's cool about vocals is
yeah.
everyone's gonna. You can try to sound like whoever, and maybe even sound pretty close, but you're still gonna sound like yourself.
Yeah.
You know, that's what's the cool part about you as an instrument, your voice. It's just
So
gonna be unique in its
the
own.
guy from Greta Van Fleet,
Word, yeah.
that guy,
Good example. He literally does sound like
guy's a great imitator.
he does. You're right. That's like huge Zeppelin right there. But
I always reference that band. I always thought it was ridiculous. As soon as I heard Greta Van Fleet, I was like, "Are you kidding me? Are
Yeah,
you
right.
serious?"
you are Robert Plant. Don't lie.
Just
you
a
know?
just an obvious like.
He is very, very talented. But I bet you he doesn't sound like that just in a room by himself. Just I'm pretty sure
No,
his producer
no.
helped.
He
you know
does
what
that on
I'm
purpose. He does it on purpose for sure.
for sure.
Yeah,
A good example though. He does really, really I forgot what that gentleman's name is that sings in that band. But yeah, he really does sound like Robert Plant.
Yeah,
Robert Plant was a unique voice.
I don't know. Maybe he's not doing it on purpose. Maybe it's just
Maybe.
an accident.
Nah, definitely not.
Like
that whole band
Harris,
sounds
like Kamala Harris in Atlanta, Georgia. She kind of put on a voice. It's,
I forgot about that. She was acting more gangster, right?
oh, yeah, like Black Preacher, or more like
She's so
like
embarrassing. That person, all of them are really embarrassing to me. All those
soulless,
politicians
dude.
are
soulless.
It's
They
like
have
an
no soul.
I feel so cringy. Just like I don't watch anybody doing like a rally or anything. I don't care about Trump. I don't care about Harris. I don't care about.
I honestly only watch like
Kennedy.
I watch independent political shows that talk shit about both sides.
I love that.
That's
my
literally all I
favorite.
listen to. Like I listen to a lot of libertarians and
Cool.
So it's just like we need smaller government. I'm like, yes,
Yeah, it's,
let's get rid of the government because holy
pretty
fuck,
cool.
dude,
there does need to be a government,
they're
obviously,
fucking up.
but I
Yeah,
feel
but
more.
less,
I feel more
way
so
less.
of the current government did obviously not a good job. You know,
No, I mean most of it is not doing a good job.
you're
It's just
correct.
every branch.
Actually, we should say it hasn't been doing a good job for a long time.
yeah, I mean
We're in the
there's-
most debt as a country that it's been increasing like substantially over the past 15 fucking years.
since I've been alive.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, all of
Since,
us.
Since they, I don't know when did the crazy debt really start? Was it like the Bush era?
I think it was about the 80s. It was about the 80s
This is
when
like before that. Then
so Bush and
it's probably
Reagan.
like right after Clinton, actually. So like early '90s.
Yeah, I think that's when it was pretty noticeably. It was starting to become extravagant. But I mean, obviously, we've always been in debt. You trade with countries. There's always some sort of trade, monetary trade. But I think in the 80s is when it substantially. I think there was something that Reagan passed that changed the way that we are accumulating debt as a country.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know precisely the correct information, so take all that with a grain
Well,
of salt.
actually, if you want to go back even further, Nixon took us off the gold standard.
Oh, that could have been a big thing.
So that's
'Cause we're on the
when
dollar standard.
That's when the Federal Reserve got the power to just start printing money.
Yeah.
Around the Nixon time. So I guess that's when it really hit the fan.
So we are in a huge transition then, because we are going from the dollar, which is very valuable, to actual physical dollar, to now we're in a age of digital currency.
Yeah, but that isn't even defined.
You're right. You're right.
So-
It's still dollar based, so to speak.
Like
but
you're
it's-
not wrong, but at the same time, it's not as clear as the dollar.
You're right. You're right.
So it's like what even
I think
is,
it's because we're in a transitional period, and the reason it's kind of makes it obvious. I don't know if that's a for sure thing, but there's so many banks you go to, and you can't even get cash or give them cash. I'm like, what the fuck you here for then? I've actually tried to cash like a check at a few banks, and they don't have cash. I'm like, dude, are you serious? You
A
don't
bank?
have. You're a bank. You don't have cash. This isn't a service that you exchange.
You don't have like $400,
Exactly. Like
something.
it's weird. That's really weird. I don't like that. It's actually why a lot of the times I'll get paid. 'Cause, make money from a Ukrainian company, so I get paid once a month, and I have to budget for a whole month ahead for my next month's shit. But anywho, I'll pull out a lot of cash, and I would prefer to just pay things in cash. And there's a lot of businesses that don't accept cash, and I'm just like, dude, later you're losing business, my guy. Like, cash is king always.
Who doesn't accept cash?
Small mom and pop businesses that just utilize services on their iPhones.
I guess it depends. Like if you're, if you're mobile, like you don't want to carry a lot of cash on you.
Right.
I guess that makes sense.
I'll just tip you. Just here, this is my money. Oh, here, just keep the change.
I wouldn't say
60
no.
cents.
Right. I would strongly encourage electronic payments, but I wouldn't say no if somebody tried to give me cash.
An electronic payment, there's a processing fee for everything.
Like I said, if you're not trying to carry a bunch of cash on you, if you're at like a festival and you know you're going to be selling thousands of dollars and you don't want to, be a target, walk into your car later or whatever it may be. Like if you'd rather have electronic payments, not carry the cash on you.
But
cash can be stolen.
That's always been a risk to having money.
Yeah, I know.
Now
you can mitigate it.
Fair point.
You couldn't before.
I guess that is a good
mitigation. You had
mitigation.
to have cash on you before.
Take my iPad and run off. All right, guy, you don't have money still.
You know my password.
Good point.
Put a gun to my head. You have my money. I'll give you any password you want.
Shoot me.
Yeah.
Shoot me. Dead without
You don't
money.
get my password.
Yeah. Maybe that's an ego.
I'll die before I give you my password. Any one of them.
Maybe that makes me too bold. I'll probably die. Just being an egotistical, I won't let somebody rob me. And I live in the ghetto. I live in South Phoenix.
South Phoenix.
Yeah. It's very, very dangerous there, in my opinion.
It's not fun.
No. I mean, obviously there's dangerous parts all over the world, all over cities and states, but it's dangerous in my opinion. There's lots of cartel rolling around. I think it's mostly dangerous because there's just folks on fentanyl and just fucked up. And
too many drugs. That's what it always is.
When someone's fucked up, they'll do anything to get what they need. I don't blame them, but at the same time, like, fuck you.
I mean, they could have an idea of you that's not even real.
Yeah.
I've had a guy like accuse me of something, just it didn't even happen. Just like, go home. Yeah. Like, why are you outside this QT right now?
Doesn't have a
like
home.
I just walked up here. Please leave. Like, leave me alone.
I've had friends that were on drugs. Like, I had a buddy accuse me of stealing something. I was like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, what?
Yeah,
stole my keyboard, man. It was like, what the hell are you talking about, my guy? I stole your keyboard.
Always drugs,
bro. Get off of that yayo or whatever you're doing, bro.
Doing, man. Freebase and
leave
whatever.
the speed alone. Jeez, man.
Yeah, there's way too many drugs in Arizona.
Yeah, there really is.
Even in Scottsdale, man. Pull up to a QT in Scottsdale and some skinny fucking. He looked like he was 18. Just leaning up on the wall with some tin foil and a straw, just like freebasing something off of the tin foil.
Sake, dude.
Right outside the QT, like right around the door. It's like,
it's a shame.
Oh my God.
It's embarrassing.
Holy shit. Well,
I can understand why people...
They don't care about that.
I know they don't. But they would be embarrassed at themselves if they had their own wits about them,
Yeah, I mean... If
I do
your
understand.
Life truly gets replayed when you die, they're gonna look at that and be like, "Holy fuck!"
Yeah,
But then, like, you're out of your mind
that.
when you're just trying to get high. You're addicted to something. Like, you're not in real life.
No,
you're in a different reality, and it's like it's sad to see.
It is.
It's like, man,
It's obviously it's an expression when I say I don't understand why people get to that point or do that.
I've never been there.
Likewise.
So I don't know what it's like. But I can only assume it's some kind of fucking nightmare,
Could be.
It sucks.
Or maybe exploring in drugs. Like, I get it. We're humans. We fuck around.
Yeah, those people never look happy to me. It's got to be shitty.
Probably.
Just chasing the dragon, Trying to get the feeling back all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, man, my car's over there. I need some gas money.
Yeah, I'll go pump gas in your car.
No, you don't. Yeah, exactly. I've done that before. I've been like, which pump is yours? I'll put some gas on the pump. And they're like,
Yup.
no. My friend is coming with a gas can, and I need the cash when they get here, so I can just buy the gas. And you're like, no.
Sometimes if people
can't,
ask me for
sorry.
money, I know it's not what they need necessarily, but like if I get asked for money, I'll go inside and I'll buy like a water bottle and a snack or something. Like, here you go, man.
Sure.
I think almost every time they've accepted it, but it's not what they want. I have given people money too. Like, all right, dude, you want to buy some booze or drugs? It's on me, my guy. I already knew what I was giving it giving it to. It's not my business. But you're right.
If I carried cash, maybe I'd feel different.
Word.
I don't.
Oh yeah, I do carry some cash.
It's like I would have to.
That is not an
I'd have to go
invitation.
buy you something. Like, what do you want inside? Like,
Yeah.
like you're asking me for money. Like, I don't have any like cash on me. I don't keep change in my pocket. I don't keep dollars.
Just for the point of fact, I don't keep a whole lot of money on me. So if anybody watching podcasts, don't come up on me trying to take my cash, my paycheck.
Don't rob Reuben.
Yeah, please. But I just meant generally speaking, I prefer to take my cash out and hide it. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. Wait until Demonship is selling out, then rob him.
I'll have security then. And a vest. Actually, my buddy John has a vest ready for me. So
it's got plates. You got some plates?
Yeah. Dead serious.
Hopefully they don't shoot for the head.
Fuck it. Good shot. You deserve the kill then.
Yeah.
Take me.
If you're a good shot.
Yep. Fucking crazy. That kid did not get Donald Trump. That was a close one. That dude, Jesus. Speaking of headshots, jeez.
Oh man,
Feel
there's
bad
no
for
way
that.
that's real.
You
There's
think, I
no
don't
way
think
that's
so?
fucking real. That there's something fucking weird about all of that.
What about those family that got like that dude that got actually killed and a bunch of people were
That
shot?
kid started pulling the trigger because he was in panic. Where did that kid come from?
I don't know.
How did he get there? Why didn't they stop him? There's
Probably,
too much.
Probably knew he was there.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's not what they say it is. It's not what they say it is.
Yeah, it's probably not what they. Well, it's, believe half of everything you see, or believe nothing of what you see and only half. Hold on, Jesus. Believe nothing of what you hear and only half of what you see. Obviously,
Yeah.
I don't believe anything. You don't believe anything on the tube. There's an old guy from the '60s that talked about the tube just being bullshit. Obviously, but somebody was there. Someone did shoot. Don't know who planned it. The kid,
He was on the roof.
he was deranged. Obviously,
People knew he was on the roof an hour before those shots happened. How did he stay there?
I'm willing to bet. I mean, I don't know anything about it, but I'm wondering if the firearm was up there, and he climbed up.
No,
and
he
grabbed
brought it up there. There's eyewitness of
he had
him
it.
bringing a firearm up a ladder, climbing on the roof. He was up there for like almost an hour.
Why didn't they stop the kid?
There was literally text messages from the local police talking about this kid being on the roof, and they left their vantage point to go talk to him.
And then he
And
started
when
firing.
one of the police guys went up the roof and saw him. The guy pointed the rifle at him. He went back down the ladder, and that's when the shots started happening. So the kid was in a panic at that point. He's like, I got to do these shots. I got to fucking, so it's like,
were these folks letting this guy up there to like be a psychopath?
there was no communication between the local police and the Secret Service. Zero communication. The local police
someone's in trouble.
They requested communication with the Secret Service, and they were just flat out ghosted. Like, there was no communication.
That's probably why the director of the Secret Service is, I think she's being fired, or
She resigned.
oh, she resigned.
She resigned by now. Yeah.
Did they fire anybody else? They didn't fire anybody on that team. Like
well, I don't know, but the director resigned. But it took like a week. She didn't resign the next day, which she absolutely should have. Like,
yeah, she helped homicide happen.
She actually had to. Congress held a hearing. Like,
okay, I think I saw like YouTube
after that
shorts of
hearing
it.
is when she resigned because she couldn't answer any of the questions. She just didn't. She said, "We'll have to wait for the investigation to come out, and like we can refer
You
to the
are investigating. What do you mean?
Yeah, we can refer to the reports." And she's like, "No, you're here right now. Do you know the information? Like, tell us the information." She's like, "I will refer you to the report and blah blah blah." Like, just
That's
not
crazy.
answering anything. It's
That's
like,
crazy.
how can people get away with that?
That's
You get
not
dragged
cool.
in front of Congress to answer questions and you won't? Like, what? Isn't that like,
It's very shady.
it's illegal?
Yeah,
Like,
of
you
course
know
it's
the truth.
illegal.
Like, that's called lying, isn't it? Like, fuck, omitting truths? Come on. But she wouldn't even say how many shots happened on the roof. She wouldn't say how many shell casings they found on the roof. She wouldn't give the number.
Interesting.
Like, she knows. Like, she knows for sure. But it's just a weird case all around. Everything about it
It
is
is
weird.
very strange.
Yeah, it's like the Vegas shooting. Same thing. There was no real information given out. Like, there was a lot of weird shit with that case. But this was like a presidential assassination attempt.
Yes, it is.
Way higher profile of a crime. Like, people died in the other ones. Like, one person died in this one, you know, because of the panic shots, just unloading into the crowd pretty much. But, man, it's all just weird cover up. That's what it looks like.
I don't know why I don't know why you would cover up information. Like, these are psychos that we probably need to know information about this so that we can stop this stuff from happening again.
Yeah, I mean,
The more you, obviously, you'll never be able to understand when it's like an actual somebody deranged like that commits that type of a heinous, crime, because like there's no reason for psychos to do things that they do. But man, that's
well,
it just sucks that people got hurt. And
I don't know
that
if
dude
you
got
heard about
killed.
the one detail that's really throwing people off is that there was a specific cell phone ID that was tracked. The GPS location was tracked from a place in Washington, D.C. to this kid's house. Like,
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah, to this place in D.C. where they actually like do FBI debriefings and stuff. So there's a location tracker from this kid's house to this place in DC, like a phone that isn't like, doesn't have any like person
weird.
registered to it, But
That's
this is
very
more
weird.
information they're just not letting out. This is stuff that just kind of like fell through the cracks, But what is that? Like, what's up with that? I don't know. There's too many details.
I'm not really
that
sure how to
don't make
digest
sense.
that. That's very interesting,
Yeah,
to say the
does
very
it-
least.
It looks like it was,
What do you think happened?
I think it was. I'm kind of a what you would call a conspiracy theorist. So I kind of follow like Occam's razor, or like the simplest explanation is the right one. It looks like somebody in power wanted to take Donald Trump out, and they let this kid on the roof, and they let him take a shot, and then they killed him
Wow.
so that he
Interesting.
couldn't talk.
Huh.
And everything kind of points to that solution, like every little detail and everything
It's
they
kind of a
say.
it's
like
kind of a
all-
bitch move. Like, you don't like the guy, so you just kill
They've,
him. Like,
they've
that's
been
psychos.
trying to take him out the whole time. They've
Wow.
been trying over and over and over and over. Like these 34 felonies. They're just, it's all bullshit, dude. It's all, if you really look into the
Really?
like if you look
Huh.
into the details of this case, like it's all the same case. All of these charges are all based on, each one of them is a payment to is a hush money payment. So it's 34 counts of a hush money payment that are all misdemeanors.
Wait,
and
didn't he just like bang somebody or something?
he banged a stripper or something,
A porn
and
star.
then a porn star. But
Okay.
then
Don't rich people do that all the time? Isn't that
well, one of his guys, his lawyer, ended up taking it upon himself to take a mortgage out and pay off this guy's loan, and then pay himself back with by using like his retainer fee as Trump's lawyer to pay himself back and make himself whole without telling
hell?
Trump. And he admitted this in court, like just straight up admitted that he stole Trump's money.
okay?
And what they did, what the judge did, is blamed it on Trump as using campaign finances to pay off a porn star that he slept with to not release his story. But it's like it wasn't even Trump.
What is
Like,
any of that relevance to, like, just out of curiosity? I'm just playing devil's advocate. What relevance does that have to do with like that man running for president? Anyways,
it doesn't. Famous people do this all the time. It's not like a weird thing to do. Like famous politicians and celebrities, this is normal, and it's not even illegal to pay somebody hush money. So,
But I do know that there are a lot of rich people because the
Yeah.
company, the data center I worked for, so I work for a customer, a Ukrainian company now, but the data center I worked for is a huge porn-driven corporation. They're called CC Bill. They provided porn payment processing because it's high-risk payment. So I've known a lot of really, really rich gentlemen and women that are in the porn industry, and there's a lot of people who like bang whoever. You know, you got a bunch of money. Like, what does that mean? Like, it's none of my business. It's not something I would do or want my daughter doing, obviously. But there's people who do that. It's not necessarily illegal, I guess. Yeah, nobody knows about it, I guess. I don't know. But I mean, like folks that are rich, like they have, maybe it might be tasteful or tasteless, but they'll have young women, college girls on their boats all the time. Like, you know,
yeah, and then they pay
you're
them to
rich,
shut the fuck up.
they're rich. There's a bunch of
And they
people
say-
that are going to flock
Yeah.
towards the money. Like, I mean, it
Well, it's just like
doesn't matter what you look like.
the lifestyle is not surprising.
Yeah,
right?
I'm not surprised by the lifestyle.
It's not surprising, right, that this happened.
Agreed.
The surprising part is that the judge turned 34 misdemeanors into a felony. These
That's weird.
bullshit
Yeah.
misdemeanors in the first place that were like a really big stretch on campaign finance laws. Did he use campaign money to do it? He was running for president at the time. I don't know. The judge says yes.
Interesting.
You know, so it's like really gray area kind of shit. But they turned these 34 misdemeanors into 34 felonies. So he's got 34 felonies, got convicted. Now he's a felon. And it's like, okay, all right. Now they're going to say like, I'm a prosecutor. You're a felon. I take guys like you out.
Interesting.
Like, but it wasn't real. Like, and now all the left people are just like, oh, but he's a felon. He's got 34 felonies. He's a convicted felon. Like, but is he? He's just a weird rich guy, like all the other weird rich guys.
Pretty much.
I'm not saying he's a great guy, but
Yeah.
you know, if you're gonna start pulling this kind of shit, there's a lot more people that need to get thrown in jail. Like,
I agree.
a lot more politicians, a lot more people who are in office.
I think all those
right
politicians
now.
have some sort of thing. I think every single one of them. But
Yeah.
didn't not Donald Trump. I know that Biden's in some hairy stuff too because of his business dealings with his son, right? Hunter, I think is what his name.
Hunter. Yeah, his.
Did they have business in Ukraine and they were making money from folks? There's an enterprise. I'm guessing. I don't know, but there was a business or multiple businesses in Ukraine and China, and they were collecting privately through Hunter, you know, some sort of payment, and he was splitting that with his dad, I think.
Yeah.
I may not know, obviously, the details.
No, I mean you're not far off.
Huh.
He got appointed to be on the board of some, you know, Ukrainian energy company. Like the Bidens know anything about energy production. And it's
Right, just like the Bushes.
yeah, exactly, dude, exactly. And it's all just corruption, you know. Families with certain power and certain positions, they can have conversations with powerful people. Hunter Biden can take out his cell phone and call the vice president of the United States of America. He's on the board of directors for Burisma.
Wow.
You know, so it's like, you know,
It's very interesting.
He doesn't know anything about the company or the business, the industry. He has no experience in the industry. How did he end up there? Because of his dad, right? And they're like, you're not allowed to question that. Like that's fine. It's totally fine. Just business dealings, you know, just private business dealings. It has nothing to do with the presidency.
Isn't that called insider trading, though? Isn't that some sort of extended part of?
No.
If you have
Wink.
Oh, okay, fair point.
No,
That seems really
absolutely
manipulative. I think Pelosi had a lot of insider trading no-nos. That
Yeah, well, she beat
Right.
she beat Warren Buffett.
Interesting.
Her trading record beats all the she is the best stock market trader in the world.
Needless to say, it does sound very sketchy that a lot of these rich folks getting into some shenanigans.
Yeah,
and
dude, it's all fake.
these people are running the country. I don't care like what side you're on or whatever. You know, it all still seems a little.
If you're on a side, you're already wrong.
I agree.
Like,
I agree.
if you're not just thinking about how to make a family and like keep your family safe, you're already wrong, dude.
Agreed. That's
Like,
that's literally. I tell all my friends and family that I don't pay attention to politics and that we should
Yeah.
focus on like how are we as a family? You know,
Yeah.
how, like our immediate communities, like how's our, you know, where we're living, like what could we change around us? Like that's the most important.
no, that's super noble. The only reason I pay attention to politics is because, like, if I see jets flying through the sky and I see parachutes in the sky, I want to know whose they are.
Fair point.
You
Fair
know,
point. I don't think we'd see that. I think we'll
I
see
want to know
a big old
I wanna know what's
flash.
going on. Hopefully not.
That's
Hopefully
scary.
not.
I don't mean
But,
that
you
seriously.
know,
Probably not.
If I see a tank rolling down the street, I want
If-
to know whose it is.
Strategically, if we ever saw nukes ever hit the United States, they'd hit the middle of the United States. You know that. You know the reason why, right?
No.
So when in war, you're going to want to hit targets that are going to come towards you. They're going to want to hit the nuclear launching stations, and I believe they're all central, like Minnesota, Michigan. They're all up in the
Montana.
yeah. So that would likely be a thing.
It'd be too late.
Yeah, we probably
Unless,
wouldn't know it.
unless their nukes could be
Just do it in my
undetected.
sleep, please.
Which
Russia.
it's we already have too many satellites in orbit. If they launched anything, we'd know within seconds.
Yeah,
If they launched something.
scary.
So
Scary.
we have, I think, what is it, like 15 minutes before we can decide what the response is.
Well, I don't
like-
have an underground.
Well, first we have to figure out where the
Vault.
missile's going. Right? We don't even know where it's going. We just know that it launched. We can't just call up Russia and be like, "Hey guys, where'd you send that missile?" You're gonna be like, "None of your fucking business." Click, and then you have to figure out where the missile's going.
Well, the world's dead if that happens. The whole world, because it's just. Oh,
Yeah, we're gonna exactly.
Sorry.
yeah. We're gonna launch like
just like that. My
80
clip.
of them back.
Just-
If we think it's coming to us, you know.
that's the real Terminator right there. Like, I think it was Terminator 3, where you like they had like, yeah, that's the real. That's humans.
What's really scary is the Animatrix. The Animatrix. Have you
Animatrix?
seen that?
No.
It's like a side story of the Matrix. Like after the trilogy, they had like a few artists draw up like different shorts in the Matrix universe,
Okay.
and they tell a lot of the backstory of like how the world came to be a machine world
Whoa.
and how the humans like escaped. And part of it is that the machines got too intelligent and there was a war going on for their own freedom, and the humans decided to cover the planet so that they couldn't charge like with solar power anymore.
Oh, okay.
So they nuked the entire planet to make a nuclear winter on purpose. But the robots already anticipated that. They already had a
They're
plan
gonna
in
use our
place.
flesh.
Yeah, exactly. We're just going to take you as batteries then.
We're organic batteries.
Yeah, and then they started capturing humans by the millions.
What's trippy is that there's enough atoms inside every human body to like blow up this whole universe. So
I mean,
cool.
technically,
You know, I mean, just being
Theoretically.
ridiculous. Yeah, theoretically. You know.
if you split every atom, yeah, sure. You split the heavy ones, dude. That's the ones that blow up.
That's how metal. We're a little organic stardust, and we have all that power in us.
Uranium is a dense one. That's one that you split that one. It really.
What's the trip is how much nuclear fallout we have in all of our bodies ever since the World War II.
What do you mean?
Did I say that right? No, not World War II. I'm sorry. Yes, World War II. Jesus.
Yeah, like the testing and all that.
Yeah, because that's why there were traces of uranium in everything. Everything. There
So
isn't a
crazy,
single
dude.
thing on this entire Earth that doesn't have bits of nuclear parts in them.
Yeah, I
Everything.
mean,
Everything you touch.
well, hopefully it's not harmful.
Well, no, I mean, it is in large doses.
There's
but-
more harmful shit. I
Right,
think.
right.
Like
Like an example, like just a weird because it's so close to home. We're in Phoenix, Arizona. There's testing in New Mexico.
Was.
All the right back
they don't
in,
test that shit anymore.
They do not anymore. my folks, all my family, the Duroses, came from Pine Top Sholo, and the government. I don't know if you ever knew this. I found this out from my dad not too long ago, but they were giving families. The U.S. government was giving families in Pine Top Sholo money for cancer. because they caused a lot of cancer in the northern part of Arizona to a lot of families. A lot of families died off because of that. I don't think anybody in my family had got a part of that, but like even the further east cities, like Old McNairy and stuff like that, their families that were affected by that because of all the nuclear fallout.
Damn, that's crazy.
Isn't that weird? And that's so close to home. That's literally
it's insane.
That's within the last 65 years now. It's a trip.
Yeah, dude, that's nuts. I can't imagine what that would be like if you could see a mushroom cloud on the horizon.
Scary.
Yeah.
Well, let's hopefully that doesn't happen in our lifetime or our kids'
Hell
lifetime.
no.
I want kids, and I don't want them
no.
to suffer like that. That's for sure.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Yeah.
So last time you were on here, we were talking about some ancient alien stuff.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
And I
talking
think,
about like the 12,000.
all the aliens started like appearing around the nuclear tests, right? And
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
I have a theory that they're actually like we're, experimenting with technology that they don't approve of. Like we're misusing stuff, and they got to like watch it and make sure we don't wipe the whole planet clean.
Could very well be. As of the past year, I kind of have a new perspective on aliens. I don't think it's ever possible anymore.
What isn't possible?
Aliens ever visiting Earth.
Why not?
There are some studies that suggest, and obviously physics based as well. If you see a light from another universe, by the time it's gotten here, it's already been through its entire life cycle. So if you think about how long humans have been alive on this planet, we'll just guesstimate. We'll just say, because I don't fucking know. I don't think any of us know, but we'll just say they've been around for 50,000 years. Whatever, it's just an idea. 50,000 years is a blip.
Mm-hmm.
If there was a life out there, by the time that they got to us, they've already went extinct. And they've been extinct for millions of years. Our light, by the time we reach another universe, it's already been extinct. To be able to have the technology to move at light speed, we know that it's impossibly physics, obviously, for lots of other reasons, but you can never reach light speed. So it'd always be the speed before light speed. But any variance of that speed or having that type of technology, you would die before you even reach another spot.
Like another solar system?
Yeah.
In the galaxy?
Another place from life to life, basically.
Well, what if you can circumvent the cap of light speed, though? What if there's a way to...
You can't.
What?
You can't.
I mean, not with what we know.
Well, you're right. With current physics that we know.
There are things we've recorded with video that don't really match up with the physics that we understand.
You're right.
The Go Fast video and the gimbal video. Like, those things, like, they...
What are those?
It's the videos taken from like naval aircraft over the ocean.
Oh, okay.
Those popular UFO videos that are seen, the ones from the jet, like the infrared ones. They show speeds that are like far beyond our capability. That don't even like they don't even make sense as far as like G forces that we understand.
How many frames can be captured in a camera, though?
I'm not sure. I'd have to look into that info.
Because we know we have 240 FPS that's available for like civilian use, Maybe.
Well, let's talk about just the detection, right? So
Okay.
you detect it in this location, and then all of a sudden you detect it in this location.
Instant.
And
yeah.
you can see it, and it's located there.
Okay.
So the computer tells you it was here, and then after this amount of time, it's all of a sudden over here. Calculate how fast it was from there to there within the amount of time the computer refreshes. It's still going like, fucking 6,000 miles per hour. It's like it started and went to 6,000 miles per hour and stopped instantly at a location with no like inertia, no sort of like Newton's law of motions. Like, fuck that, just boop, just I'm going to move.
Good point.
And it's like that kind of technology. It's like, well, it looks like they're just, teleporting. They're just they're like folding space and like, going from one location to another without actually traveling the distance. They're just kind of like blinking to the next spot where like, what's to say they can't do that from another star system? If distance is no issue, if gravity is not in the way, like,
Or what if it's perhaps dimensionally?
yeah, maybe
A
it's
dimensional change.
It
What
might
if
be another
they're-
dimension.
What if we're right here, and we have three, visualize, or we have three perceptions of dimension right now. Fourth or fifth, well, I don't really quite understand how it works, but we wouldn't be able to see, feel, or touch. We could be in a fourth dimension, fifth dimension space, like literally, but we wouldn't know. And there could be other creatures, maybe, that live within a 4 or 5 dimensional plane.
Yeah,
That's something
like something imperceivable,
yeah, it would be completely imperceivable.
and they can just visit
How do you see
us
this?
where we can't visit them.
Yes. Or
Yeah,
they're
that'd be interesting.
Oh, that's just kind of weird to think about.
They can go down dimensions, but you can't go up.
We got one. I don't even know how to fucking say.
Maybe going up into the next dimension is like smoking DMT.
Jeez, fucking DMT.
And like you go into the fourth dimension and you can't figure it out. It just feels like
I think
you
even
see God.
I think even dreams or what you perceive and while on DMT is still in 3D.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you think about it,
Yeah, I mean,
Weird.
there's a weird force out there that we can't define. We can't perceive it, so we can't define it.
Well, yeah, it's life. How we have all of our explanation about, obviously, you fuck and you have kids, we understand bits of how life is recreated, but dude, we're pieces of fucking atoms and we're just, there's literally electricity in us, that like jumps to like nervous system that goes from the tip of my toes to the very top of my brain or my head, scalp, whatever, or even my hair. It's really, humans are a trip. Life is a trip.
Yeah,
And that's,
thinking about the
we've spent all these
biomechanics.
yeah, just that and just like how it came to be. And that's obviously it's very complicated, especially when lower IQ and lower understandings of self-awareness, thousands of years, that's why I mentioned on Facebook recently, like you don't like the Bible stuff. I was like, this could never know. This could be right or wrong. It is very interesting. There's like certain scriptures that have been found in different parts of the world at different times and they match. Or I don't know.
You made a post about how it's been translated so many times, and
It was just
you shared a post.
I was just being
you shared something, but
ridiculous to be honest. I'm not
ridiculous.
I'm always
I really
ridiculous.
get into that shit.
Yeah,
It's not ridiculous to me.
Okay, fair
I
point.
love thinking about that stuff.
I'm just a thinker. I just
Yeah, I'm sitting there at work having conversations with the guys while we're installing stuff.
Word.
I'll be talking about like, oh man, the pyramids are way older than 5,000 years, and like they're just like rolling their eyes like this fucker.
That's very possible. We talked about that last time because of the suggestion, or I remember that Netflix special I think I watched over a year ago, but suggestion that like life or like humans were in a frozen era where like all civilization was on ice and then it melted. That kind of explains.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I told you to watch the Graham Hancock episodes of Joe Rogan.
oh
don't know
yeah,
if you
that's
ever
right.
did
I
that.
did.
You did?
It's been a while though.
It's pretty crazy.
It's been
though,
a
huh?
while. I don't remember them to be honest.
But he talks about like how there were civilizations that were just way before the ice age,
Yeah.
that were just like advanced, and we just don't know. And everybody says like, no, there weren't. It's like
Dummies.
But okay, but there's all
Because
this
the
evidence.
Bible was only 2,000. It says a man's been around for only 2,000 years.
We've only
Get the
been here
fuck outta
5,000 years.
That's a
like-
goofball in my
It's like
opinion.
what?
Nah, we've been around for longer.
The humans popped up, and then in like a couple hundred years, we built the pyramids.
There's like skeletons. There's
what?
human skeletons that are like obscured shape. Like
How did the first civilization, like in the Middle East, like build the pyramids? How did the first civilization that ever popped up build the most advanced thing we've ever seen?
correct,
Like
astronomically correct.
yeah, like lines up with all these different coordinates. The measurements
Axis of the
like
world.
make
It's
these
very-
numbers that like match up with like geographical locations on the earth,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all just what
I don't- it can't be a coincidence. I mean, like we literally see evidence of. Let's just use our current civilization. 200 years it's happened. Think about the technology that's happened in the past 50 years or even 30 or even 10.
Mm-hmm.
That is nuts. So you can't just say that we'll just throw out a random number. I don't know, fucking 30,000 years that there hasn't been this type of technology that is, peaked at one point or even surpassed anything that we're at right now. Imagine where technology is going to be in 100 years. So just the amount of change that has happened within a huge allotment of time, like we can't even perceive it. I'm not going to trust some scriptures as, being the only source of, hey, this happened. Maybe some of it is true. Likely there probably is a lot of it that's true.
It came
Some
from
homeboy
somewhere.
named Jesus, he probably was walking on water with some badass
I
some
can't
shoes.
say he wasn't real.
Yeah,
Can't say
he
wasn't
likely
a real
was a real
person.
dude.
Yeah, it's likely.
Was he a
because-
white dude with long hair? Probably not, but
No, that's just somebody in the fucking English church
for sure,
redrawing him.
for sure. That fool was probably Egyptian as fuck, just
Yeah,
or
he's
black.
like a Middle
He's
East
African,
guy. He's a Middle Eastern guy.
probably. Yeah,
He was like some short Middle Eastern dude. He looked like he was named Muhammad. I don't know. Like
Who knows?
He was just some short guy with a beard, just like a normal guy, but he had a lot of wisdom. He knew how to act like a correct human being, like how to further society and make shit better. And he was saying all this stuff, and the people in power were like, "No, we can't have this guy fucking making a new group."
it's kind of like there's that movie. I think it's a British movie. It's like The First Lie Ever Told or something like that.
Yeah.
I forget what the movie's called, but it's a really good one. It's hilarious because it's like he tells a lie and it just like changes everything. I'm the president. You're the president, and just
Yeah, I think about that a lot though, like all the different religions and how they match up, like all the similarities, And the one thing that
It is interesting.
similar in every single one of them is the Great Flood. Like there is a flood in every religion, like a restart of humanity. It's like, how is that a consistent theme if it didn't happen?
Well, we know scientifically we get a.
Well, it's in dispute still.
It is.
Still in dispute. Yeah, the Great Flood theory.
Oh no, I'm not talking about the Great Flood theory. I'm talking about the Earth freezing over, or what's it called? There's a terminology called for that it's referred to, where the Earth every 12,000 years, ice age goes through an ice age, and we see that through evidence that
I think it's less consistent than people think it is.
it might be. I may be even saying it incorrectly, but we know.
I know that the Younger Dryas impact theory was that a comet caused the last major extinction event, the last ice age.
Oh, okay.
And there
familiar.
another round of comets, or the pieces of the same comet, rather, over the course of so many years, like 800
I remember
years
this
or something.
You're right. I remember reading and watching a film about
Yeah,
that theory as well.
There were more impacts afterwards that ended the ice age. That had a rapid warming effect.
And I believe that
greenhouse
that
effect.
comet, or like the tail end of that comet, is pretty soon in the next couple hundred years, or pretty soon.
I think we passed through it, the Taurid meteor stream. We passed through it twice a year.
Huh. Okay.
But I don't know. I think the fragments have spread out since then. You know what I mean? Like
Interesting.
the fragments, just how physics is in space. Like they just drift apart from each other. Everything drifts away all the time. Nothing is ever like pulled in unless the gravity is strong enough.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So the
There's always
pieces
going to
of
be.
this
You're right. Good
comet
point.
are affected by the gravity of Earth, or the sun, rather, the sun. So that gravity is way stronger. They're going to be pulled apart rather than towards each other. I don't know if that's going to happen again, but if even one impact hits the Earth, it's going to change our society.
It could.
Because our society is so fragile.
I think, yes.
We
it is.
depend on such a fragile infrastructure of electricity. If there was an impact, like, think if something hit Yellowstone.
Ah,
Like, we'd be
Whoops.
fucked, dude. Like, the Younger Dryas impact theory wasn't very far
even
from
directly
like,
in the
North
middle
America.
of a Yellowstone, like
Something
something
small.
the big as an 18-wheeler.
Yeah, something small. Something like a...
That'd be nuts.
Yeah, dude. It could be like something the size of
No.
I think it's something the size of this water bottle, like, slams into Yellowstone.
Well, it probably that may
Dude.
not be as bad.
It would cause a tremor.
Think so?
that it's already been.
Depends how fast though.
Did you see the video recently of the explosion at Yellowstone?
No.
There was a
not.
geyser that exploded at Yellowstone and showered a bunch of people with burning water. Like
Sulfuric
10 people got
acid.
hospitalized.
Holy shit.
Dude, it
that's
was
horrible.
crazy. There's a video.
I really got
got
to go there.
You got to
like,
look up the video. It's insane, dude.
Okay.
I wish I had the TV set up. Dude, I would show it right now. But it's
I keep
this,
thinking my phone is my
like
DS,
somebody's
by the
just
way.
got a cell phone video. They're like, oh, yeah, look, it's like steam everywhere. And then it's just boom, just blows up. And all these people are running on this
Oh my
wooden
God, that's
path.
horrible.
It's like a wooden plank pathway. And they're just running away like, oh, my God. Like running through steam.
I got to go to Yellowstone before like some things happen there.
Yeah. Well,
Have you ever wanted to go there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, sick.
That
Yeah.
place looks cool as fuck.
It's very scary, but
Yeah.
there's something cool about that. Like
Yeah,
sense
it's
of
the
adventure
risk. Stepping on top of like the largest volcano.
in the entire world, right?
I think so.
I think it is.
It's
I think it's-
debatable.
I think it's the largest
Hawaii or
above-
Japan might beat it.
I think it's the largest above water.
The entirety of Japan is a volcano.
Is it?
No, I don't know.
Oh fuck, that'd be wild. I mean, technically, we're all a volcano. It's just crust in between us and the first layers of mantle, and then
Yeah,
you know
there's a lot of crazy shit happening under the crust right now.
what's wild is all those earthquakes too. We had 58 mini. So there was an earthquake in San Bernardino, I think, this past week, or maybe it was last week. It was huge. It was a big earthquake, and then there were 58 aftershocks recorded, one right after another. There were like
Jeez.
3 and 4 Richter scale measurements.
Yeah, that's just the rock settling.
Nuts.
Like
Kind of cool.
all the plates settling into place.
I really
all the
wanted to get a
cracks.
place in LA at one point in my life, and I think that's probably not something I should do.
LA.
Yeah.
That place is dead. Fuck that.
It's gone.
I wouldn't
dude.
go to LA.
No.
I wouldn't live in California.
I guess we're at good futuristic. And if you buy land here in Arizona, just leave it with your family. That's like prime beachfront eventually.
Yeah, eventually. Yeah, someday. Soon.
Maybe.
China's just got to send one nuke over to California. It's gone. Just crack off the United States.
It'd be such a waste of a nuke. Like, what are you going to do there? Oh, we just hit some random land and killed a bunch of people. Well,
Yeah.
God, I hate that's what's so bad about nuclear war. One person sends a nuke and then
The cool thing is everybody knows that. So it's like, it's kind of what keeps everybody from launching nukes. Is
you're
like,
right. I do have to be reminded that, like, you know, from a psychological perspective, often, not all the time, but in most cases, psychopaths or sociopaths, which often rule these pretty ridiculous countries that are not making the best of decisions, they're often narcissistic as well. So they don't want to end their own life, and, you know, unless they're manic, beyond manic,
Yeah.
and they don't care about their own life. But most of the time they do. You want to be rich. You want to control everything.
Well, read a little bit on Kim Jong Un's younger sister.
I didn't even know he had a younger sister.
Read
She
a
hot?
little bit about her, and you know, just thank God he's in power over there.
Okay.
He
seems like a fluffy panda.
She's a maniac. She's insane.
Cool, my type.
He's like the bumbling idiot over there, and he's
Kind
like,
of funny that it happened that way. Just this
thank
giant.
God it happened that way.
this
She'd
panda.
be launching way more nukes. She'd be trying to get Russia's help, trying to get China.
These
to
guys
help
are all
them out.
dummies.
I don't know if they think it's gonna happen.
China is being overtaken right now by its own people too.
There's a lot going on in China. It's a big place.
Always is, yeah.
It's a big fucking
Enormous.
place, dude.
Probably always has been and always will be, because it's so large and there's a lot of it that is secluded from
Can't
the rest of
avoid
the
it.
world.
It's like there's so much going on in the U.S. all the time.
You're right.
It's like
True
you
that.
can't like.
I don't worry about
anything, like we should break it up, but just because like
Get the get
The
a
only-
teacher to get in the middle of it and be like, hey, chill out, or break it up as in like we should separate.
like
these
California's over here and everyone else is over there.
states. Texas wants to be its own country.
Yeah, I mean they got their nuclear energy, so they could. Like they've got their own power grid. The only thing stopping them, I think, is water. They would need some more
Probably
water.
some other things too, like their own citizens. I'm sure there's a lot of them that are like, all right, like this is a great idea, but like, no.
Would they move? Would they move?
That's a big move, just in general.
How many people would move to Texas?
I don't know. Probably as many that would leave. I'm just guessing,
I think they'd be fine. I think it'd be okay.
Probably. It wouldn't. I don't know what that would be like. That'd be interesting.
Mexico would have a problem with it.
Why? Nothing changes.
A lot would change for Mexico because now it's no longer the the U.S. federal government that makes the policy on, or that makes the policy that affects the cartel. So the cartel is now going to have to go around Texas's rules and enforcement.
Good luck getting through Texas sheriff teams.
They are going to be a lot more strict on their border than the U.S. federal government allows them to be right now.
They probably would have a much more safer environment for their citizens, truth be told.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's why we have so much bullshit going on with us right now. I'm a Mexican man. All my family's Mexican, and we understand. A lot of our generations came from Mexico too, and we understand. Like, dude, it's very dangerous how the borders are. Like, it's sketchy. It's very sketchy. I live in South Phoenix. The cartel is just
Mexicans. It's cartels are getting people who aren't Mexicans
through
the border,
or other people that who aren't Mexicans.
Yeah, it's not Mexicans coming over here.
It's other terrorists.
It's literally
psychos.
Anyone who fucking wants to. And the cartel's making money off of it.
Yeah, that's sketch.
The Mexican cartels are making the money, but anybody who fucking wants to come over here, they just got to pay them.
Yeah.
Like, and then when you get here, you get a big ass welfare check and a plane ticket to anywhere the fuck you want to go. Like, what the hell?
That's
like, how is
wild.
that real?
That's wild.
Like, and you don't think something crazy is gonna happen next year after the election? Like,
I don't know.
Like, I don't know.
I'm gonna try to make it not my business, but we'll see how things happen
someday.
Yeah,
this shit's gonna change next year pretty badly, I think. But
I guess we'll see. We'll see how it pans out. I don't know what individual will.
Luckily,
president
it looks like things aren't going according to plan. So that's good.
We don't know. Maybe this is all the plan.
That kid missed.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah, if the orange man wins,
at least it'll throw a wrench in the system.
It'll throw a wrench into a lot of there will be a lot of people upset.
He's obviously not the best guy.
He's not the best guy.
I don't want people to think I'm gonna advocate or endorse Trump or anything, but
no, I don't endorse that guy. I don't.
I
would prefer there to be somebody else that's not in any of the candidacy or that's running right now. You know, not a single person.
Dave Smith.
Who's that?
He's a guy I'm listening to a lot of right now. He's a comedian by trade. That's how he makes his money. But he has a podcast where he's like a hardcore libertarian.
Cool.
He almost ran for president this year, but he decided not to because he's got like young kids, and he's like, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna take care of my kids instead.
Yeah, you don't want to age. Like, have you seen those folks when they hit the White House? Obama, like he was so youthful and shit, and he came out and he was just like this old ass motherfucker.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Even Biden, damn, that shit even aged that fool even more. That fool went in talking and it came out mumbling.
Apparently, he's gonna talk at the DNC.
Is he? Interesting.
Somehow, dude. Either they're gonna have him on drugs or somebody in a bodysuit.
I want that. What kind of drug? Where are they getting those drugs from? That's some fucking litty stuff.
It's like the shit Hitler had in World War II.
Kamala is on that same shit.
It's like the aged Nazi meth. You know? It's like
that's right. I forgot about
double
that.
Strength Panzer chocolate. I don't know.
Yikes. Yikes. All these video game like procs and potions and shit are probably real as fuck.
It's not a video game. That's real.
Jeez.
Like I just listened to...
I was thinking like World of Warcraft and fucking...
Yeah.
Specifically Fallout.
Like Psycho?
Yeah, like Psycho.
Psycho and
extra
Jet.
strength and...
Just start slamming...
Jet, that's right. Jet.
Slamming these ghoul drugs. All the ghouls are addicts. They're like...
Can't die from it, so...
Yeah,
I'm
immortal. Dead. What's the point? I might as well.
I need some more Jet.
You're like, here you go, man. Yeah, dude. I loved giving people drugs in that game.
Yeah, me too.
I never took them myself. I would just hand them out.
Yeah, I never.
You want some
I don't
Jet?
think I ever
Here
used
you go.
it. There have been a couple of times I used it. I was like, oh shit, this is awesome. You got superpowers, but then like the side effects would have been awesome. And I didn't spec in any classes I made for drug use.
My drugs were just ammo. The more bullets I could shoot, the better.
I would.
I just love the combat.
I do like max talents and like. Well, I mean, obviously there's hacks. You can just get every talent, but
yeah.
If I was doing like a proper playthrough, I would just do like max HP and then just gun everything. Yeah. And I never use VATS. I just blast everything. I'm on PC, yo. You know?
VATS was annoying.
It was.
That pissed me off a lot.
So random.
I'd rather just shoot.
Yeah, same.
I could get headshots.
I'm in an FPS
easier.
for fuck's sakes. Like my mouse is more accurate.
The only time I would use VATS is if I'm turning a corner. And like I know there's people right there. I just jump around the corner and hit VATS. It's like instant headshots. Beep, 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 beep.
Take that, you bot fly.
Fucking super mutant, whatever it is.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The super mutants.
You're like in a basement. It's like close quarters. So you just jump around.
Just blast them in their face. Yeah. Or the guy that's running with the nuke, just shoot his hand off.
Oh shit, that was intense. I forgot about those guys.
Yeah, I'd always get.
It's anxious. Like a football. They just run at you.
You'd hear the beeping, beep, beep, beep.
Like, here I come.
Yeah, that's
like,
right.
Oh shit.
I love Fallout. Fallout's awesome.
I hate when you would hear that voice like next to you. You didn't even hear him coming.
Because he's
just like right behind you with the nuke.
Oh,
you're like, fuck.
Yeah. I haven't played it in a while.
Yeah, I've been playing No Man's Sky. That one's a good one.
I don't even know what that is.
You don't know what No Man's Sky is?
Uh-uh.
Do you like the Elder Scrolls games? Like Oblivion and Skyrim?
I'm familiar with them, but I don't think I've ever
open
really
world RPG kind of stuff. Well, you like Fallout. You'd probably like No Man's Sky.
I probably would fuck with it, yeah.
It's like an open world space like sci-fi game.
Okay.
So you have like a little spaceship you fly around in. You go to different planets.
That sounds badass.
But there's a lot of different stuff you can do. It's really open, so you can get like a giant freighter, like a huge ship that you could park your ship on. You can like build that one out and like make different rooms. It's like a crafting game, so you build like things where you can craft and like refine metals and make different materials, and you have to make ammo and make your weapons. And
God, I would be hooked on that one for months.
It's really cool. And you have to fly to different planets to find different resources. You have to use a hyperdrive to go to a different solar system. The goal of the game is to get to like the center of the galaxy, and it's like 700,000 light years away. Like,
how far are you in the game?
I don't know. I don't really try to get to the center.
Oh,
I don't really care.
You're just kind of just like.
I'm just doing the missions all slow and like building stuff, trying to find cool starships. Like you can do whatever you want. So
coincidentally, I didn't play a single video game for like a year straight, and actually quit smoking pot like a year ago. Like every now and then, I'll take a little toke from somebody offers. Like, all right, cool.
You just decided to stop, or something made you stop?
I chose to stop to focus on my mental health, and I just thought it'd be a really cool idea to do that at the same time. I thought it was probably the best idea because I smoke pot, like enormous amounts of pot, like 2 ounces a month for like 7 years.
I get it.
So
I can relate.
one day I was just like, you know what, I'm good, and I just stopped.
Yeah.
I did
Was there like something you like some goal you were trying to accomplish by stopping? Were you looking for some specific effect by not smoking anymore?
No,
just not
just
even
felt
financial.
right.
You just
financially, I saved like $3,500 a year so far.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could think of at that point. Like, what was it holding you back from something?
No, I don't think so.
I don't understand.
I just I don't know. It's just life just felt like it has felt like, and it has been a really huge different perspective. It's, I would say my life has gotten a little bit better, and it's just at random. Like I did choose to buy, like 2 weeks ago, I bought my first flower, a little bit, just a tiny bit. I couldn't even buy a gram anymore. Like at a place, I was like, wow, this is weird. Like,
you can't buy a gram?
No, I didn't know that. I don't know what. I haven't bought pot in a year.
You have to buy a pre-roll, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. So I just bought an eighth.
Break it open.
I swear to God, that
eighth
eighth will probably stay there for like years in my place. But I just like smoked just a tiny bit. I was like, all right, it's kind of cool. It feels like I'm in high school again. It was just a different weed. The bud just felt like not like it ever did before anymore. I don't know. I'm glad I did.
Recently, I got into infused pre-rolls. So it's
Word.
like a pre-roll.
I know
like
what
the distillate in there.
Of course I do. Holy
I got
shit.
into these Diamond Dusties, lately. So it's like Dusty's is a
You are
brand.
going to the moon of Narnia, my friend.
Yeah, dude, I like these things. They get you high real fast.
Yeah.
You stay high.
So
for
it's like
a couple
wax,
hours,
key,
you're good.
flour, and then like
It's usually like flour mixed with like live resin.
okay.
or something.
Oh, live resin.
Live
Excellent,
resin
yeah.
or some sort of distillate. I don't know, but they
Okay.
have the weed wrapped up in that. So it's like it's rolled with weed that has infused distillate in it. Some of
Interesting.
them they spray over the top of the paper with extra concentrates like keef or the Diamond Dusties use THC crystals.
Gotcha.
Like
Okay.
just straight THC crystals. Like
That's pretty
and
nuts.
It's cool. I love them. They work so fast. You just like take a couple hits and you're like, hell yeah, I'm high. This is nice. And then you like smoke the rest of it, you know, and you keep that high for a good minute. But I do miss blunts though. I need to go back.
I blunts are always my preferred. Getting a swisher and then just just the process of just rolling a blunt. It's just
It's
my
relaxing.
that's my preferred.
Yeah,
It just feels
I like
so earthly and
I
human.
want to find a good blunt wrap though. I'm tired of using like the Dutch Masters are good.
Backwoods, baby.
Backwoods are alright. I feel like they're too I don't know, they're too planty. Like they
Think
don't
so?
they don't taste like a cigar to me.
Swisher
You know, they
sweets
don't-
are my next go.
I go to Dutchies.
Okay.
Like those ones. Those
Cool.
are really good. They have a good tobacco flavor. They
Okay.
remind me of cigars. That's why I get them. Just the blue Palma,
That's
the
a
regular
good,
flavor.
That'd be a good taste experience. And
Yeah.
you got good bud.
That's the
and-
closest I've found to a real cigar. But I've cut open a Cohiba cigar before, like a little mini Cohiba, like fucking $8 little cigar. Cut
seen-
that open,
okay.
and you have to take the outer wrap off and use the under wrap.
Interesting. It's
Take
probably
out all
more
the
moist
filling.
on the
yeah,
inside.
it's more moist.
Okay.
It's a little more malleable. It doesn't crack. The outer
Yeah.
wrap will crack. So just break all that shit away. Take that out. Use the under wrap, and then you take all the filler out.
Huh.
It should be in a clump. You just take the filler out like a clump, and then that one layer, you can wrap a nice blunt with it.
Maybe one day, if
cool.
I choose to smoke again, I might do something like
It
that
helps
for
to
fun.
have a little bit of honey on hand. So just squirt a little bit of honey on like a paper towel or something. Put some honey on your tongue. Makes it a little stickier, so you can like stick it at the end.
I like that.
Because like blunt
That's
wraps
brilliant.
will have some shit on there that'll make it sticky on purpose. Whereas if you use honey, like it tastes nice when you burn it. Like it doesn't taste terrible.
Ooh.
It's not like a super bad chemical for you.
Yeah.
know? So you can use
Instead
that
of
to
burning
stick
saliva.
it. Yeah. I mean, it'll come apart eventually, but not before you smoke it.
I
if
still
you
got a
smoke
good
it
touch.
if
I'm
you
pretty
roll
sure
it,
I
then
can get
just
a good
smoke
roll
you're
on
good.
it. I can roll pretty much anything.
Yeah, you're good. You got the skill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think
Did
there's
you,
anything I
you
can-
said, did you say you had to go?
I
You
do.
running out of time?
Yeah, because I'm going to be heading up to Payson with my car club.
The car club.
Yeah.
Tell me about your car club real quick.
So it's called AZ Midnight Society.
AZ Midnight
we have
Society.
a couple hundred people in there. We have like a core group of like 50 of us. Or like
50?
yeah. They're some of my best friends in the world. They're so cool.
Is it just any cars?
Yeah, we have pretty much every car from like common basic daily traffic. I mean, I drive a Corvette, and so we have like Corvettes, we have Mustangs, Chargers, all that stuff. We have a couple RX-7s, SRT-4s. We have just like a bunch of various huge amounts of cars. Everybody's cool as fuck. We're a huge family.
Everyone? Every single person?
No, I would say mostly our core is like our family. But like we because like we have people that come in and out. We have a bunch of new members.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I was just
yeah.
joking. I was just kidding.
Yeah,
dude.
but
Not
it is
that-
family oriented. We all treat everybody like family.
That's good.
So yes, yeah. But we're gonna go head up to Payson. We got a huge car meet going up there. I think Payson Subaru is putting it on, and a couple other groups,
There's other
Renegade.
clubs?
Yeah,
and stuff?
other clubs.
Where is it in Payson? Like the Home Depot parking lot? Like what the fuck?
I think so.
There's like
I don't
two
know where the
there's-
end.
there's the
So I
Walmart
set up the
parking lot
cruises.
and the Home Depot parking lot. Like that's the only place.
That's what I was thinking. To be honest, I don't even know where it's at, but I help set up the cruises in my I'm an admin,
Yeah,
so I'm one of the folks that help run the club.
Okay.
So I usually set up the run so that we can park somewhere we can meet, and then we'll either go to to where the meet is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to go up and meet up at the Buffalo Grill, and then we're just going to get our cars all together because we'll be split up from Phoenix to Pace, and then we'll all gather, and then we'll leave to the meet. So I'm guessing it's at the Home Depot parking lot. Like where else is there going to go? We can't really meet at Circle K or some shit. So It'll be a pretty big meet though. I'm really excited. We'll probably have
Nice,
like 50 to 80 cars cruise all together right now. It's gonna be a fucking riot.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
You're gonna post
So,
pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll check them out.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, cool, man. Well,
All right,
it's
man.
good talking with you.
Good talking to you too, man.
Until next time.
Until next time.